Hey, welcome back to the Espresso Outlet YouTube channel. My name is Barrett, and over the weekend, we've gotten a lot of questions about this Turin DF54. So today we're going to do a quick comparison between the 54 and the 64 in terms of espresso extractions. Now, to begin with, I will let you know that both of these are stock grinders. They have stock stainless steel burrs. One thing that I will note, at least for now, the DF54, we're really only planning to do stock stainless burrs in this grinder. If SSP comes out with something in the future, that's cool. We're just not planning to really pursue anything like that at this time. This one does have the stock burrs in it. We're just gonna do a side-by-side comparison. So I have this honey processed El Salvador, and I pre-weighed out 18 grams in the front. We're gonna use this Turin auto tamper just to keep all our variables as consistent as possible. We're also gonna use this Capriccio machine, and we're just gonna pull a couple shots. So let's get set up, pull a few shots, and do a quick taste test. Okay, so we're going to do just side-by-side comparison of grinding. As I mentioned a bit ago, we have 18 grams of this El Salvador. So we're on about setting 17 and 16 and a half, so pretty much the same setting. Really what we're looking for is just the extraction. So I'm going to dump both of these in. We're just going to grind them side by side so that you can hear the difference in sound. And you can also see the difference in grind time. So let's start with the DF54. Okay, so we can go check on the screen, but in my experience, it takes about 20 seconds to grind an 18-gram shot. And you can see it's just so fluffy and nice in there. So I feel like this ion generator that's in the DF54, since it does grind fairly slow, it has plenty of time to get rid of some of that static that's coming out. So I've just found this to be just extremely fluffy, and almost nothing comes out the bellow at the end. So let's do the DF64 Gen 2. So as you can tell, it's quite a bit faster. It's a little bit louder. It's more of a high pitch compared to the DF54, but you do get that just screaming fast coffee coming out. So I kind of prefer, just from a speed standpoint, I like the Gen 2 and the ion generator. I mean, side by side, both of these are just very clean grinders. So I'm going to do a puck prep on the 54, and then we're going to do another puck prep on the 64, and we're going to pull some side by side shots. Okay, so first let's do the 54. I like to do kind of a pre-WDT if you can. It does help, just fluff everything up. And then let's put it in the portafilter. Now I do like the plastic cup, and the reason why I do kind of like the plastic cup, it doesn't necessarily look as fancy, but you can see how your grounds are being distributed inside your portafilter before you even pull the lid off or the cup off. So I give it a nice little WDT fluff, and then kind of rake it out on the top just to get it nice and even. I'll have to do a quick tamp, and we're going to do the auto tamp. Okay, so to start with, we're just going to pull this shot for the 54. We're going to try to keep them as close to possible, between the two as possible. So a little bit fast, but we'll try to do the second one the same. Okay, so let's do the same puck prep for the DF64 Gen 2. Do a little pre-WDT. And our auto tamp. So here's our DF64 Gen 2 shot that we're going to pull. Okay, so I feel like we got pretty close. I feel like one of them went a little hair long, but we're gonna try the DF54 to begin with. We're gonna just do side by side and talk about it. Okay, so just first impressions. We'll let this set as we talk for a second. First impression is they're fairly similar. They are fairly similar. I do feel like this one just has like a little bit more body to it and a little bit more clarity, which is really something that I am drawn to quite a bit. Now, if you're looking for like maybe a flat burr to do a lot of milk drinks with, you might be able to get by with something like this. I mean, the DF54, I've been really impressed with. I've been kind of surprised that these 54 millimeter burrs, especially just a stock burr, have been performing this well. This is our final, just quick taste test. Remember, it's all subjective. So I do feel like this one, it brings out a little bit more of the brightness and a little bit more of that flavor that I personally look for in like a black espresso. If you're doing more milk drinks, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell the biggest difference between the two. But I do want to talk through some of these questions that people have asked. Should I hold out for the Gen 2? Should I just get the 54 and save some money? So right now this one is $229, where this one's about $400. So not quite double the price. But if you're wanting to be more of a little bit more of that aficionado and you might want to get some new burrs, maybe some like SSP in the future, I would go with the Gen 2. I really feel like the 64 millimeter burr is going to give you that additional clarity as well as some options that you're not going to be able to get with the 54. 54 is going to be really a fantastic start out grinder. I wish I had something like this years ago. Now, if you're looking for something that's like a conical grinder, we do have like the SK40. There's a lot of conical grinders that are in about that $200 range. But I mean, comparing to like the Baratza ESP, for example, this thing, at least for my taste palette, it knocks its socks off. It is absolutely next level fantastic. I can't believe that they are able to make something this nice for just relatively inexpensive, about a little over $200. So that's my just quick take on these two grinders. I will note that, as I mentioned, this is not going to have any SSP or DLC options, which I really don't think is that big of a deal. Why would you go buy a lesser expensive grinder and put really expensive burrs in it? I'd rather go get this grinder and put more expensive burrs in it. Then you also have options like the 83 if you're going to go next level. You're going to get that additional level of clarity and flavor that you may be looking for, especially out of like single origin black espresso. But for today, I just wanted to cover these two. And we're going to do another video in the coming days on just V60, do a just side-by-side comparison, see if we can tell any big taste difference between the two grinders from a V60 standpoint. Now, these are espresso burrs, so don't expect it to be like this ultra clean. I have the Ditting, we have the brew burrs, we have the EK, we have all these different grinders that can do very clean drip. These are not going to be like that clean. A little bit more muddy. A lot of people, they see the mud and they freak out. It's really not that big of a deal. It actually has this little bit of flavor, but if you're looking for that ultra clean, I mean, these are just stock espresso burrs. But what I found really fantastic about the Turin lineup of grinders is they do a very good job of both espresso and drip. Something that is just kind of hard to find nowadays. And it's just because the particle distribution is so different between those two different grinders, or those two different burrs, and even different like conical versus flat. The particle distribution is just very different. So trying to find that one and done, you're not going to do it. You're really not. But I do think that these do an awesome job of both pour over and drip. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you got any questions, it's best to reach out via email, or you can comment below on this video. If there's something specific that you want to see, make sure to drop a comment below. We also always appreciate a like and subscribe on the video, and check out some of our other videos. We should have some more information coming on this grinder. We have another new commercial grinder coming soon. And we have like this Capriccio, for example, that we're going to be doing more videos on. So thanks for watching.